Good morning. My name is Debbie Corbett, and I'm a fitness and wellness specialist too with Memorial Health System. Most of you watching probably already know that because you've already been doing some of these videos. Today I am going to target, again, women over 40, and please don't think I'm leaving anybody out. These will work for everybody, but especially women over the age of 40 is my passion. That's who I work with the majority of the time. And I see how frustrated, and then it goes into depression or anger because they're not seeing change anymore. So that's why I am dedicating today to lifting that backside. Why? Because after the age of 40, we start to lose what used to be back here. And even though in the 70s, it might have been cool to have a flat butt, you didn't want anybody to see it, everybody thought that was great. That's not what's so hot anymore. We want to have a rounded and lifted bottom. Now, it's not only because we want to look good walking out of a room, just like coming in a room. There is a factor called quality of life. When you have got muscular support back here and you take a fall, chances are you are not going to fracture a hip or a leg. Why? Because that is the support system for your skeleton. That is going to hold things in place. If you only have fat back here or barely nothing back here, when you hit, it's those bones that's going to take the impact. Now, if you grab a steak and there's white fat around the edge, and you take 2 fingers and you squeeze that fat, you can crush it. You can take those fingers and get them all the way together. But if you do that on the meaty part, you can't quite smash it so the fingers touch. It's the same thing back here. If we lift this bottom back up and we get those muscles strong again, we are going to reduce our risk of getting an injury when we fall. Kind of important, right? Yeah. All right, so what we're going to start with today is just a standard squat. Now, I am going to show you the difference between doing this squat and getting results in the quadriceps mostly, and the backside a little bit, and I'm going to teach you how to do it so it's more the backside. Quadriceps are still going to get a workout, but that is not what a squat is supposed to be focused on. So I'm going to show you how. I'm going to grab some dumbbells. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Now, this is how I see most squats done. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my form. But people lower, and when they can't take the hip flexors and the butt back any farther, they continue to lower the upper body to get those dumbbells or barbell down lower, and then they come up. When you do that, you are going to feel it in those quadriceps way more than you ever feel it on this backside. So what you want to do is make your stopping point whenever the hips and the butt cannot lower or go back any farther. So if this is it, that's it. When you come up, you drive your feet into the floor, you squeeze your glutes, and then you push through with a thrust, okay? A pelvic thrust at the top is going to give you the added lift that you're looking for. All right, do these with me. Feet about hip width apart. Open that chest, good posture. We're going to get those feet rooted and grounded. Hip flexors bend first and you push back. You keep lowering until that bottom can't go any lower. And then you squeeze as you come up and then thrust forward. That's 1. This is 2. So I'm going to stop right here. That's 3. All right. Keep going with me here. Now you need to be aware, stay mindful the entire time you do this so you don't get into that bad habit of what I'm going to show you on this one. Notice how my upper body continued down, but my buns didn't. All right, so that was more getting development in the quadriceps. Right there is as low as I'm going to take it down, so I stop the upper body from lowering. I squeeze and get that pelvic thrust at the top of the movement. Now, it's not an over-exaggerated thrust. What am I talking about there? I'm going to show you on this one. I'm not arching my back at the top. I'm driving down, coming up, squeeze, and a tiny push of that pelvis forward. Squeeze, little push. Little push. Now you go to wherever you can go. Don't keep moving if your upper body's going down just to hang with me. That one I showed you the wrong way to do it. You stop whenever your hips cannot migrate back any farther. Then you drive through the feet, squeeze, and a slight push through the pelvis at the top. All right, that was one set. If you are a beginner, you need to do 2 sets. So pause my video, go back and do it again. One more time through. Normal set of reps for me on that is 10 to 15. You are moderate to advanced 4 times. And if you really want to take a week and go crazy, hit it 6 times. 6 times. Now you want at least 30 seconds rest in between there. So you judge according to where you're at today, always thinking about progressing. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is called a Bulgarian split squat. And that's why I have this bench here. If you're not fortunate enough to have a bench in your home, then you need a stable kitchen chair with the back of it pushed against the wall so it's not going to kick out from under you. So I'm going to face this direction. I'm going to use my left leg to the front. My right foot is going to come up on this bench, and my shoelaces, the top of my foot, go on that bench. For you, it will be a kitchen chair. I'm going to hop that foot out just a little. This is what we normally see with these. It's the way a lot of people do it. You'll get results, but more in your quadriceps, and that's this. My body went forward. What you want to focus on when you're doing these is pushing back like we just did. Push back, squeeze, and just a little press through that pelvis. Push back, squeeze the whole way up, little push through the pelvis. Keep going. This is 3. Squeeze and push. Butt goes back. And we've got 4. Already feeling it in that left cheek. This is 5. Now, absolutely, you can use weight with this. I normally do have dumbbells, and that kind of helps with your balance as well. But if you're a little shaky, put a kitchen chair here and hold the back of it. One more this side. Push back. Drive through that heel. It's not a race, folks. Don't go fast. This leg goes down. Other one's going to go up. Remember, if your balance is shaky, kitchen chair, turn it around backwards, hold the back of it. So now my right foot is going to be to the front. My left foot, the laces of my shoe, is what is going to hook over that bench. Now, push back as you go down. 1, drive into that foot as you come up. Push that pelvis forward at the top. This is 2. Squeeze, push it forward. This is 3. Squeeze, open that chest. This is 4. Squeeze, make that muscle lift at the top. This is 5. Yes, I feel it in my quadricep, but my glutes are getting more activation by me pushing back. Let's do 2 more. Push back. Butt goes back. Hip flexors bend first before that knee does. One more. And squeeze at the top. Now, do you have to go that slow all the time? No, of course you don't. But I tell you, until you get the form down right, you should be going that slow. Because if you start off fast, you're gonna lose the form. So go slow, and there's wonderful methods to do all your exercises slow and to do them at a faster pace. Start these out slow. If you wanna take a week where you do them quickly, that's fine, after you've got the form correctly. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is going to be bridging. Now, these are for the glutes, and I will also tell you, it's one of the #1 exercises physical therapists give people with low back issues. Multitasking at its finest. Also working everything up the back of the leg. But you know what else it's good for? Ladies, all of these internal organs need the support of the musculature in there so you can sneeze and not worry that you have a little accident. So you can take off running and not worry. So you can laugh and not worry. So this is going to help you there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them on the bench. No, you do not do them on the chair. You'll do them on the floor. I'm just doing them up here so you can see my form a little bit better. So I'm going to lie down. Now, one of the first things that I want you to do is dig your heels in and put your toes up. Why? Because that's going to focus and concentrate more on the back side. Now, if I'm on the floor, I tell my class, my personal training clients, roll those shoulder blades under, and palms are upward so you don't use the energy of the upper body. This should be belly button down. It's where all the energy is focused. So I'm just going to lay my hands along the side. Heels are digging in, toes up, and we lift and squeeze, and then we lower. We lift and squeeze, and then we lower. Now think about what our pelvis is doing here. Exactly what we've done in the other exercises. We're doing a little pelvic thrust. But I want you to forcibly squeeze those hamstrings and those glutes every time you go up. Now, if you think, I like my booty, I don't want to do anything for it, what about your back? Do you want to keep your back healthy? Because this is one of the #1 exercises for strengthening that low back. Now when I do these on my own, I usually lie a couple of dumbbells on my thighs or a body bar or a barbell, so you can always add weight to these. Lift up and squeeze. And remember, I'm digging those heels in. I feel this in my shins, I feel it in my calves. Make sure that you forcibly squeeze those muscles every time you go up. Relax that upper body. If you're lying on the floor, on a mat, you want those shoulder blades rolled under and palms upward so you don't start pushing into the floor with the hands. That's sending energy to the upper body as well as the lower, and we want this all focused belly button downward. All right, now speed for that. You can do those slow, you can do them fast. Just remember to do the form correctly. I usually do at least 25 in a set. If you're a beginner, 2 sets, moderate to advanced, 4 sets, or have a week where you do 6 sets. You can even time these. I'm going to do them for 2 minutes and then take a 30-second rest, and then 2 minutes and then a 30-second rest, however you want to do it. All right, I'm going to show you one more, and this is hip thrusts. Now, with these hip thrusts, you do need to have an elevated surface to lie your shoulders on. I lay weights on my pelvis, a body bar, a barbell. I'm going to demonstrate it without weight, but as you progress, you want to add that weight. So I'm going to drop down, get my shoulders on this bench. Again, I am big on digging the heels in and toes up because it focuses more on the back side. And you can just lay your arms wherever you are comfortable with them, down by the side, hanging onto the bench, arms open, but you're going to drop the butt down and then squeeze and lift. Drop it down, squeeze and lift. drop it down, squeeze and lift. Now, again, notice some similarities. This is exactly what we were doing in the other movements. Using those glutes, pushing through the pelvis, and contracting our own muscles as we do the movement from point A to point B. Now, if I have dumbbells, I would be holding them right here. If I had a body bar or a barbell, I'm gonna hold it right here so it doesn't roll. All the way up and a slight pelvic thrust at the top. I am still digging into my heels. I don't have the balls of the feet down. One more. All right, then the trick from that is getting up. All right, so there are 4 exercises that I guarantee you, if you start hitting that backside 3 times a week if you want to see change, can't just be once, especially after the age of 35.